This is Mark Silverman, the voice of the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, and you're listening to the Disney Parks Podcast.
Welcome to the Disney Parks Podcast with your hosts, Tony Casanova from DisneyByTheNumbers.com and Parkhopper John from WDWParkhoppers.com. Keep your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the podcast at all times. And get ready for the Disney Parks Podcast.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to the Disney Parks Podcast. My name is Parkhopper John. I come to you from WDWParkhoppers.com. Joining me, as always, is my co-host and my bestest friend, Mr. Tony Casanova from Disney by the Numbers. How are you doing tonight, pal?
It's a pull-my-string kind of day. As Woody would say, it's a pull-my-string kind of day.
Snake in my boot. We're
Is
so
that
glad
a
that you...
snake in my boat?
We're so glad that you're taking time out of your busy schedule to listen to our show. If you're watching live at the DisneyParksPodcast.com every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, we do a live recording, and you are more than welcome to join us. Join us in the chat room. We've got a lot of friends hanging out. Come meet some new people. Maybe you'll meet a new best friend, just like Woody did when that darn Buzz Lightyear comes flying into the Andy's bedroom.
That's right.
And we've got a lot of really great news and rumors from all over the world of Disney parks and resorts. And we've got a very special show that we're going to record at the end of this one. We're going to be talking about Disney Imagineers. We're going to be talking about our top 10 Disney Imagineers. You can listen live, but if you're not listening live, you can catch our show on Friday. We're going to put that up on Friday afternoon. Knock on wood, and the creek don't rise. And I have internet. But we're going to talk about that. And before we get into that, you want to tell them a little bit about our sponsors, or you want me to do the first one?
I'll do the first one.
Right,
We have a wonderful sponsor, and they are Theme Park Concierge. Listen, planning a trip is not easy. And if you want somebody to do the planning for you and then take you around the park while you're here so you don't have to figure out where everything is and how to get there, or where's the best place to stand, and where's the good food, and where's the great snacks, contact Theme Park Concierge. They will do all of this for you. They can do a 4-hour tour, a 6-hour tour, an 8-hour tour, an entire day, rope drop till close. And that is a steal, my friends. Give Theme Park Concierge a call at 407-257-9973. Visit them on Facebook at facebook.com/Ramon VIP. And last but not least, if you want to see everything they can do and where they can do it, go check them out on the internets at themeparkconcierges.com. Tell them the Disney Park Podcast sent you, and they'll take 10% off your invoice.
Yeah, and we want to let you know that we have some really cool meetups scheduled. I am so excited about October's meetup. October 28th, we've got Disney in dinner with a Disney master artist. Mr. Kevin John is going to be joining us. He's been a guest on the show. Go back in the archives and check out. We recorded him recently, and a while ago we recorded him, but Tony and I recorded him probably, 2, 3, 4 months ago, something like that.
Yeah, March, I think it was.
So what we're doing is we're doing dinner with Kevin John, and to be able to meet with him, it's going to be $40 per person. And what we're going to do is we're going to have dinner at Kona Cafe at Disney's Polynesian, the Polynesian Village Resort.
Yep.
I still can't get used to that new name.
Right.
Now, the price, $40, does not include dinner. That is just for the opportunity to sit at the table with Kevin. So $40 per person. with Kevin John. Tony and I will be there. Kevin will probably be there with his significant other. He's going to have something very special for each person who attends. And we can't guarantee that he's going to take part in this, but after dinner, we're all going to go grab a Dole Whip, and we're going to go down to the beach. We're going to go watch the Hallowishes from the Magic Kingdom, because it's on October 28th. There's a show. It's going to be awesome.
Yep, should be fun. A lot of fun. We're going to have a Christmas crawl planned for November. I'm not sure if it'll be before or after Thanksgiving. I think I want to go a little bit after Thanksgiving. I think they'll have more decorations up after Thanksgiving. We might have a better shot at the gingerbread house, the Grand Floridian, as well. So
Cool.
Stay tuned for dates on that. And then possibly another event in December before I bug out to New Jersey for Christmas. Stay tuned for that as well. Last but not least, if you haven't signed up for the Disney by the Numbers T-shirt club, you can get your own one-of-a-kind T-shirt and make all your Disney friends jealous. The way it works is you just buy the shirts that you want. It's not you have to buy all of them. It's not a mystery box. We don't send you a shirt every month. You just buy the shirts that you want, and they are really cheaper than Disney. They are better quality than Disney, and they're cheaper than Disney. So go check us out at DisneyByTheNumbers.com. On the left-hand side, there's a sign-up form, and that is all you have to do to get yourself in the club.
All right, so we've gotten all that out of the way, so it's time to get into the news.
And now, Disney Parks Podcast News.
Well, there's some new merriment coming to the Disneyland Resort with World of Color, Season of Light, Festival of Holidays, and the debut of Princess Elena of Avalor. I think they should have probably led with Elena of Avalor in the headline. Talk about burying your lead. Every holiday season, the Disneyland Resort is a magical place to make memories with family and friends. This year, those memories will be brimming with Disney music and stories from the new holiday-themed World of Color, Season of Light. While the new Festival of Holidays will inspire guests to discover holiday celebrations from many cultures, with those additions, plus the debut of Princess Elena of Avalor, all is merry and bright for the holidays at Disneyland Resort. November 10th of 2016, all the way through January 8th of 2017. So they got a nice, good, long holiday season there.
Yeah.
Along with what's new, guests return year after year to experience beloved holiday traditions like snowfall on Main Street USA, to the glistening decor of Disney's themed treats and holiday entertainment. Guests will find Santa Claus in a fun new location at Disney California Adventure Park. And at Disneyland Park, they will enjoy the one-of-a-kind transformations that create the It's a Small World holiday, Jingle Cruise, and Haunted Mansion holiday. So they get 3 overlays. We get
0.
1. Well, we get the Jingle Cruise, I think.
You're going to call that an overlay? I'm going to call that some signage.
No. There you go. All right. So let's run very quickly through some of these changes here at the different parks. So California Adventure, World of Color Season of Light celebrates the warm, heartfelt spirit of the holidays with powerful water fountains telling the story of the holidays. World of Color Season of Light will take guests through a sparkling winter fantasy, combining classic holiday songs with memorable moments from treasured Disney animated films. The new holiday Festival of Holidays celebrates time-honored traditions and heartwarming experiences inspired from holiday festivals around the world. They just can't say the word Christmas.
No.
Guests at the Festival of Holidays will enjoy delicious, internationally inspired food and beverages at 14 themed festival marketplaces and participate in diverse cultural holiday celebrations, including the popular Disney Viva Navidad.
Mm-hmm.
In another language. The global sounds of special guest musical groups will ring throughout the festival, and young and young at heart, will celebrate with some of their favorite Disney characters. Princess Elena from the Disney Channel series Elena of Avalor will make her Disneyland Resort debut as part of the Festival of Holidays. She's the first Disney princess inspired by the diverse Latin American cultures. After holidays at the Disneyland Resort conclude on January 8th, Princess Elena will remain at California Adventure to continue visiting guests.
That's nice.
Flick and his Yeah, yeah. Flick and her bug friends deck the land with oversized lights and ornaments. I'm assuming that's going to be at the Bugs Life area at California Adventure.
Yep.
And a dazzling 50-foot Christmas tree will adorn Carthay Circle along with Buena Vista Street. The tree and surrounding buildings inspired by Los Angeles as it appeared when Walt Disney arrived in the 20s, decorated with vintage-style ornaments. You ready for the list of what's going on at Disneyland Park?
Yeah, sure.
You ready? Here we go. Sleeping Beauty's Winter Castle returns for the first time since 2014 with magical nighttime snowfall moments that conclude with Believe in Holiday Magic fireworks and its stirring snowfall finale.
Wow. They took a little time and effort to do that park, didn't they?
They've had a big year at Disneyland Park. So there's a lot going on at
probably
Disneyland.
trying to dismantle the 60th anniversary stuff.
Yeah.
So they don't have time to decorate anything.
Mm-hmm. So that's what's going on over at Disneyland in California Adventure. If you guys are visiting there, we would love to hear your story. We'd either have you on the show. We don't have to record it live. We can record it via Skype, and we can edit it in. Or if you want to give us some pictures and a little bit of commentary, we can put it up on the blog. We would love to see pictures from this event. If you wouldn't mind sharing that with us, we would love to see that. You can reach out to us at DisneyParksPodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, they haven't announced their candlelight dates yet for Disneyland. They don't do it, for an entire season like we do. They only have a couple of nights, and then that's it. So,
yeah, it's smaller, but
yeah,
I think it's cool. It's still cool.
Yeah. And if you saw the TCM Disney Presents, where Walt Disney did a whole thing, they kind of showed you how it all kind of got started at Disneyland. They have a tree that's made with, chorus people, and it's all done in front of the park, and it's, a theater like we have. So it's really fun to watch. So if you didn't see that, I'm sure it's on the internet somewhere. I'm sure somebody taped it and threw it up on Google, YouTube, or something. So go check it out. All right, next up, Disney filed for yet another patent. I think they're going to try and break a record of how many patents they can file. The Walt Disney Company wants to use interactive projector technology to turn its hotel rooms into a new, fully immersive environment. So the company last month was issued a patent dubbed Image Projecting Light Bulb that could be used in a hotel or a household light source like a desk lamp or ceiling fixtures to project animated images onto a desk, bed, or walls. It can be used to turn a regular hotel room into a scene from a game or a movie that the children can play in, the patent document showed. Images in the patent document showed the system could be designed to work with everyday electronics like tablets, smartphones, or even a radio frequency-enabled book that can communicate with the projectors and further enhance the interactive between the guest and the room. In addition, the projector's fixtures could be implemented with touch interfaces that may become the source for many kinds of interactive play, essentially making selections of the rooms, whole rooms, or other spaces into an interactive video space that surround and immerse the users in stories and games, said the patent documents. Disney's existing projector nightlights on the market work more like the classic Viewmaster toys, where the present image cartridges are slid into the projector and then they display still frames. The new patent seems to be looking to turn the walls of a room into a movie screen, like a storybook being enhanced by a projector displaying moving scenery, lights, sounds, and similar happenings of a book. The patent also looks at including a tracking camera that can be programmed to remember a user's facial features and then change the imagery to that person's settings, or another case could be used to wake up a child by projecting images onto their bed. Disney in the patent document said the technology can be used in the amusement park setting or hotel lobby, but many of the descriptions are used in hotel rooms or private homes. This is one of many patents Disney has ongoing that is looking to improve the future and the guest experience. The company has recently looked at how to implement drones in the parks, lightsaber battles, foot scanners to improve in park efficiency. I think turning a room into an immersive experience like, a Death Star or, Anna's bedroom or, turning into, Woody, Andy's bedroom. I think that would be awesome. I think that would be, listen, they could probably charge whatever the hell they wanted for those rooms. And if I was Disney, I'd be doing the testing in the hotel rooms first and then roll it out to, consumers and, sell it for the home thing. Try and get, reap some money from it first, get back some of your R&D in hotel rooms, which you can charge a fortune for, and then you can, make a home version of it.
Right. I love this idea. I love the concept of, like, I'm thinking like in the pirate rooms.
Yeah, sure.
You can have the scene where you go underwater and you got Davy Jones, you got the swimming around.
Right.
Very similar to what you see when you ride the ride at Disneyland Shanghai.
Mm-hmm.
You know me, you know what I'm going to say. I am not a huge fan of Disney being able to track and keep up with you in facial recognition. I don't like that combination.
Okay,
and
all right. So I'm going to take the technology aspect of that. If it's in a light bulb, where are they going to store that data?
That's okay. If it's in a light bulb, it's not going to be running off the light bulb. It's going to be connected to a server somewhere.
No.
Yes.
No.
I'm
serious. This device is a projection bulb that would be screwed into either a regular fixture or they have something now. They call it the Disney Storybook. And it's a thing that projects like images on the wall as you tell a story in a book. So there's no place to put the data. I don't know how they would do that, unless that light bulb, which they can put Wi-Fi in light bulbs because I have two in my house, the Philips bulbs. Unless they Wi-Fi that data to some server, that might be possible.
Okay, well.
But I hear you, brother. I know where you were going to go.
I'm just not. Hey, look, same could be said about the webcam. Okay, I have a webcam.
Sure.
It's not connected to anything, but it works. But it has to be connected to a computer to work.
Yeah.
Turns on periodically on its own.
Hey,
now,
the director of the FBI said you better start keeping tape over it because we can't secure them all.
Well, there you go. I mean, I understand Disney's a little different. I don't want to get into that argument again. I just want to look at just the fun. It's an amazing idea. I love the concept. Facial recognition, tracking. I get a little nervous when you start using those words, but overall, first of all, you're in a Disney resort. You only have a certain amount of perceived expected privacy anyway.
Right.
Inside your bathroom, I'm sure there's not going to be anything, but we have smart TVs that are apparently able to, turn on and send data somewhere. I just don't think that it makes sense for Disney to put technology inside of a room that they can only use one way, because it's a big boon for security inside the room, especially for, people who are cleaning the room that may or may not want to take something. I mean, wouldn't it be beneficial to have a security camera always on in the room or available to be on in the room? I'm just saying.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Yeah. It'd be fun, though, to see, how they can turn a room into a game, too. I'd love to see this, happen. And, what they do with it. I mean, they're using some very cool projection technology now in the parks to project on the castles with the mapping technology. If they can take that technology and put it in a hotel room or even my own house, hey, have at it. I'd love to see you do that.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm down with that idea.
So
let's just say if you're like me, you probably have a stack of old Magic Bands from previous trips, or maybe you've been a pass holder for a few years since you've gotten your Magic Bands, and they're starting to pile up. You don't really know what to do with. Or let's just say that you're bored with the Magic Band that you have, or you have a special event coming up that you want to have custom Magic Bands made, and Disney makes it a little bit cost prohibitive from that to happen. Plus, you can't get your custom artwork on a Magic Band at Disney. We have the answer for you. Our friends over at magicyourband.com can do not only your custom artwork, not only can they put on artwork that they've created that's amazing, by the way, but they can give you custom Magic Bands for whatever event, whatever you need. They can do it. And they also do other skins for, phone cases or other things like that. Check them out. They've got a lot of great stuff. MagicYourBand.com is providing us with a great offer for listeners to the show. If you click on the link from DisneyParksPodcast.com, they'll take you to their website, and you can go through. And on top of already economical pricing at the checkout, if you input the code Disney Parks Podcast, they'll give you an 10% off. So make sure that you go to MagicYourBands.com, type in Disney Parks Podcast, and save 10%. And make sure that you get rid of those ugly old Magic Bands.
Yep, sounds good.
That's my own little thing. Yeah. Hey, I was very interested to talk about the last story, but I'm also very interested to talk about this story. Apparently, Walt Disney World has put out a casting call, and I quote, Disney Parks Talent Casting is seeking male actors to portray Dr. Strange for a limited engagement appearance this fall at the Walt Disney World Resort near Orlando, end quote. Now, check. Doesn't Disney have a clause, because they've got an agreement with Universal that says no Marvel characters can appear at Walt Disney World Resort? So apparently, has Disney found a loophole?
I don't know.
We've got rumors that they're going to do a Guardians of the Galaxy ride at Epcot. Now they're doing a casting call for Doctor Strange. What are they going to do? Because they're not supposed to be able to have Marvel characters inside of Walt Disney World because of Universal. So what does that mean? Have they found a loophole? What's going on?
I don't know. Hey, listen, if they found a loophole, they're going to drive a truck through it. They're going to put I don't know, maybe Doctor Strange is an older character that's not, in the clause, or, who knows? Maybe the contract lists characters that can or cannot appear, and Doctor Strange is not on one of the lists. Who knows? So,
I don't know. I'm very excited to see it. I would love to start having Marvel characters appear somewhere. Maybe not at the Magic Kingdom, but somewhere.
Yeah. Maybe they're going to be in a water park. Maybe they said park, but that says water park, so maybe they'll put them in a water. I don't know. Listen, I'm sure there are Disney lawyers working on this full time to try and figure out how to get this done. It's crazy. Oh, hey, if you like what we're doing, please go check us out at patreon.com/Disney Park Podcast. We have great ways for you to help contribute to the show so that we can keep this going. Nothing is free in this world but this show. So if you can help us out, we would appreciate it. We'd like to thank our current contributors, David, Stacey, and Willie. We thank you for your contributions. Let's talk about some Magic Kingdom rumors. Ding, 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 ding. These are just rumors. These are not official statements from Disney or the Disney company. But the Magic Kingdom is losing their nighttime parade, and in that they are not getting a new one. The rumors of Paint the Night are pretty much dead because Disneyland is going to keep their parade for some Christmas special parade things they're doing. So the Magic Kingdom will live without a nighttime parade for a while, possibly for years, until the 50th anniversary. Now, that's 5 years away because the 45th is October 1st, and we're not going to see something till the 50th. That's going to be a long time and no nighttime parade. So there's plans for a new parade, but nothing has been given the go-ahead, which means it could be a while before something happens. Another rumor is an interesting but maybe surprising rumor is the Magic Kingdom might see a change in how it checks bags. The rumor permits appearing for work to be done at the monorail platforms and park entrances. And this is really just a rumor that bag checks may change locations. The rumor suggests that the bag check would no longer happen in front of the Magic Kingdom, but rather at the monorail resorts as you board the Magic Kingdom for your bus or your TTC or your ferry boat or whatever before you even hit the Magic Kingdom. And I think that's really where the bag check should be done, personally. I think it just congests the whole Magic Kingdom area. And having it done at the TTC before you get on a bus at your resort or whatever, I think is really the place it should be done. And then the last rumor is with the opening of the Muppets in Liberty Square in October, some of the meet and greets may have to leave. Rumor is Rafiki, Woody, and Jesse will be leaving to make room in the budget for the Muppets, according to this rumor. So get it in before October when the Muppet thing starts, before you not see them.
Well, you can see Rafiki at Animal Kingdom, right?
Yeah. Yep.
You can see Woody. You can see Woody at Hollywood Studios, but can you see Jesse?
No.
Well, that's crazy.
Yeah. So may have to find a new place to see Jesse. Yep.
Well, I'm very excited about the Muppets thing. I think it's going to be great. I agree that they need to move the place where they're checking bags. Makes sense that they're doing it in the monorail area because it's covered. At least you're not standing out in the sweltering heat. Right. I did that a couple times. It was hot. Putting it over in the ticketing area is not a bad idea either. But it's just where they can close down security. I mean, it's just they have different options.
The TTC stands for Ticket and Transportation Center. They no longer sell tickets there. They sell them at the Magic Kingdom, which defeats the complete entire purpose of the Ticket and Transportation Center that Walt had planned. All of that would happen over there, and then you don't come over here and you just walk through the gate.
They're not selling tickets in this kiosk anymore?
No. They even built self-service kiosks, and they have those covered.
Yeah, I remember those. That's great.
Yes.
Equally as nutty. All right. So let's get to another rumor, possible Universe of Energy closing date for Guardians of the Galaxy ride at Epcot. I can't believe those words are coming out of my mouth.
Yeah.
According to certain cast members who will go unnamed, who work at Epcot's Universe of Energy, they've been informed by managers of a closing date for the Ellen's Energy Adventure attraction. If the cast members are to be believed, the attraction will close in January of 2017, making way for the rumored Guardians of the Galaxy roller coaster attraction. Guardians of the Galaxy is likely to be announced at the upcoming Destination D event with Bob Chapek, according to internal rumblings at the company. The Guardians of the Galaxy ride for Epcot was originally slated to be announced at Comic-Con alongside the Mission Breakout attraction, replacing the Tower of Terror at Disney California Adventure, but it seems as though the Epcot ride was simply not completely greenlit at the time to make the announcement a dual one. Also remember that much of what you hear is still within the realm of rumor. So nothing's been officially announced, nothing's been confirmed. We're just going on some things that have been overheard by cast members. So take that with a grain of salt.
Right. I'm going to Destination D. I think it's going to be an interesting 2 days. I think besides kind of doing their history thing and telling us all these fun things that we didn't know and pulling things out of the archive, I think they're going to make a lot of announcements. And maybe some, even, before the expo happens. So we'll see. I'm excited now. It almost makes that whole November thing worth it.
Almost
worth the price of admission.
Almost. Well, here's the thing. I mean, who the who's going to be there. So
yeah, sure.
The second that announcement's made, there's going to be something posted. So, I mean, yes, it would be great to go see it. Yes, it would be great to go experience it. But,
we'll see.
Yeah.
I've already put in my request. All right. Last week, our trivia question was this. Putting Mickey Mouse on their toy train saved what toy company from going bankrupt? And the correct answer was the Lionel Train Company, which is still around today. So I guess it served them well. Rebecca Carter, you are the winner of the ebook we're giving away. I couldn't find the word in my head. We're giving you the diningatdisney.com Epcot International Food and Wine Festival 2016 Dining Guide. So we will send you an email with the stuff, and then I'll forward that on to Kristen at Dining at Disney, and she'll send you the information on how to get your book. This week's trivia question is this. What Epcot Pavilion featured depictions of vehicles from animal-powered to internal combustion? That is very interesting.
That would be the Circle of Life in the Land Pavilion.
That's correct. That and the American Adventure Pavilion. Gosh. All right. So if you know the answer to that, I'll post it up on Facebook. I'll post up the question. You can comment on that, or you can send your email to DisneyParksPodcast@gmail.com. All right. Another new little test is happening over at the Magic Kingdom in Tomorrowland. Guest Relations at the Magic Kingdom is testing a new location at the Tomorrowland Light and Power Company. At the exit of Space Mountain, this test location will be in place through the first week of October from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. daily. Guests can use this location to make dining reservations, purchase tickets, special events, purchase and upgrade, replace park tickets, all those kind of things that you would do with guest relations in the front of the park at City Hall. You can now do in the back of the park at the Tomorrowland Light and Power. And there are often times that I've wanted a guest relation in the back of the park. Like I'm all the way, and I'm like, I got to go do that. I'll do that on my way out. Now it's great. It's like ding, ding, ding. Hey, I think there should be 2 or 3 guest locations in a park. That's just me.
I agree. Totally agree with that.
One in the east, one in the west, one in the north, one in the south. If you got a problem, at least you have some place to go. You don't have to go all the way to the front of the park to do that. I mean, every park should have multiple ones. But listen, I'm not saying you have to have a full staff of 20, 30 people, but at least one guest relations person. I mean, how much could that cost? You got 20 of them in the front. Just put one in the back.
Well, I don't know. They got rid of Jessie.
Yeah. Then put Jessie behind the desk and tell her where tickets are.
Hey, howdy, everybody. You just go that away as the crow flies. I can't do any Jessie. But don't forget your toys. Yeehaw! I love
Don't forget to pull Woody strings.
Here we go. Back to that again. Hey, Reedy Creek is about to add 2 new medical assistance response carts to Walt Disney World, so that's going good for us. The Reedy Creek Improvement District, which is a governing jurisdiction over Walt Disney World, plans on adding 2 more medical assistance response carts to the property. Now, these assistance response carts carry medical supplies to the patient on Disney property and give immediate medical assistance while an ambulance is on its way. Currently, Walt Disney World already uses these medical assistance response carts, but somebody from Disney named these things. I swear to God. Disney already uses them, but they want to add more. If next year's budget passes, then Reedy Creek will be adding 6 new paramedic positions to staff these 2 new medical assistance response carts. The plan is for one of these carts to be stationed at Disney Springs while the other roams the rest of Walt Disney World property.
Yeah. And then
so Disney by the numbers. Hey, where's the other ones at?
There's one in every park, but they're not carts. They're more like, what would you call it? Like the what do they call them? The Cushman, like little utility vehicles that's got the long thing on the back. Kind of like that, But these are, a little bit more jazzed up, and they're covered and they're air conditioned, and they have a place to, put the person if need be, and they have all the equipment and thing. And it's like a mini ambulance, and they can really get to places in the land. They don't have to try and get an ambulance there. They can kind of get somebody from the middle of the park all the way to an ambulance. So I could see them wanting more of these. It just makes sense, especially with more people.
And something mobile that can be gotten to more quickly, I guess, especially when you deal with, you've got 2 water parks, you've got the miniature golf places. I know it sounds crazy, but people fall and twist their ankle or fall and knock teeth out and
become dehydrated and
become dehydrated. Yeah, absolutely. So having some wandering medical facilities is not a bad thing. So I'm pretty stoked by that. And I think hopefully their budget will pass, or, it just seems funny. Every year we talk about the money at Disney and the amount of money they spend, and then we get reminded that, they do have a budget that they work through. So
Right. They do have a lot of deep fib machines in the parks, like almost one in every attraction. I think, what was the number I read? It's something like 1,200 of them.
We are in Florida.
Yeah. So it's God's waiting room, as we call it.
True that.
All right, my DVC friends. Beginning October 25th, the villas at the Wilderness Lodge will transition to its new name, Boulder Ridge Villas at Disney's Wilderness Lodge, giving that rustic community a more distinctive identity and allowing Walt Disney Imagineers to bring the community story to life in new ways, including through the reimagination of the former Hidden Springs pool area. The new richly themed name also will distinguish the resort and its condominium association from the proposed new Disney Vacation Club development at the Condominium Association at Disney's Wilderness Lodge. And I've heard that one's going to be called the Copper Creek Villas at Disney's Wilderness Lodge. Just a rumor. We'll have to wait for the formal announcement. The naming evolution is similar to that of our community's flagship resort, which opened in 1991 as Disney's Vacation Club Resort and later adopted its more distinctive Disney's Old Key West resort name. As other Disney Vacation Club resorts joined the neighborhood, just as the Disney's Old Key West resort name and distinguished the resort from its neighbors, and allowing the Imagineers to more deeply explore the resort's thematic connections to the Florida Keys and the transition form. The villas at, I can't even say the name of these resorts cracked me up. The villas at Disney's Wilderness Lodge to Boulder Ridge Villas at Disney Wilderness Lodge will distinguish the resort from its proposed next-door neighbor and allow Imagineers to further explore the resort's rugged roots. Look for updates to signage and other material to appear in waves in the coming months, and watch Disney Files magazine for more details about the enhanced pool and its connections to the story of Boulder Ridge. Rumor has it the new villas will be the Copper Creek Villas at Disney's Wilderness Lodge. Why not just, I don't know. Why not just call it the Wilderness Lodge and the Wilderness Lodge Villas? Why do you have to have, now when you go there, it's either going to be, I'm staying at Copper Creek, I'm staying at Boulder Ridge, or I'm staying at Wilderness Lodge. It's going to be ludicrous.
Nomenclature, my friend. Somebody in the nomenclature department has to earn their money, so.
I don't know. Hey, listen, if you own a DVC at Wilderness Lodge, I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear. I've heard my brother is a owner there, and he's not so happy with the name change. So, chat us up on Twitter at Disney Podcaster, or Facebook at Gmail, whatever you want to do. But I'm interested to see what other DVC owners in the Wilderness Lodge think of this change.
Yeah, very interesting. Very interesting. for some place that doesn't exist, doesn't bother me nearly as much as when something changes. Like, I'm still obviously not used to Disney's Polynesian Resort or Disney's Polynesian Resort. What do they call it?
Polynesian Village
Resort and all that good stuff. Yeah, I'm still not used to that. It took me a little while to get over, downtown Disney, but I got over that pretty quick for a lot of different reasons. But
it's a shorter name, Disney Springs, actually.
But for something that doesn't exist, I don't get too worked up over it. But I don't have a dog in that race. I'm not a DVC owner yet. So, hey, I know this isn't a big deal for you, but being from Atlanta, this is kind of a big deal. I was very excited to get a Coca-Cola store. Which, have you been to the Coca-Cola place over at Disney Springs?
I walked past it.
So that's a no, sir. That's a no, Your Honor. No, I have not been.
I've seen people inside it.
Do you not like Coca-Cola? Are you a Pepsi guy? Is that why you're...
I am a Pepsi person.
Well, God have mercy on your soul.
Yeah, but I'm like, what makes this different than the one in Epcot? There's free soda and there's Coke merchandise. Do I need
Where's
to see
the
that?
free? Where's the free soda?
Isn't there free soda in this building?
You haven't been there, goofball. How do you know? There's no.
I'm assuming there is. If there is in the other one, why not this one? Is there?
I'm just gonna let the chat room take care of you on that one. No, not that I've seen. Now I have seen some tasters.
Right, and I've heard they're expensive.
Yes, but okay, so there is a Coca-Cola thing inside. The cool zone is a cool zone, but this building is a monument to all things Coca-Cola. Okay. The top floor has a bar where you could try different cocktails and different little things that there. It's cool. The location's really good too. So if you're a Coke person, if you love the old timey history of Coke and the old signage and stuff like that, this is a great place. Now, every Christmas. Every holiday season, there's a running of ads. Coca-Cola used to be known for their Santa Claus. It was Christmas when the Coca-Cola Santa would show up. Right. Well, they decided to go a different route, and then they added the polar bear. So the Coca-Cola polar bear is a big deal. So this story actually kind of makes me feel good in the cockles of my heart. Sure. There's a new meet and greet with a Coca-Cola polar bear beginning this week at Disney Springs Coca-Cola store in the town center area. Photo pass will be available, but guests are welcome to use their own cameras as well. Shocking. The Disney Parks blog has quoted saying guests should get ready to feel the chill of the Arctic when they visit the Coca-Cola polar bear in his home on the second level of the Coca-Cola store. There, he's ready to share plenty of bear hugs, high fives, and fun photo moments, end quote. In addition to the meet and greet area, a variety of polar bear merchandise is and has been available for purchase, including hats, plushes, ornaments, phone cases, shirts, and pretty much anything they can slap a logo for Coke and B, make it a polar bear. Yeah. So this is kind of a bigger deal for people who are fans of Coke. So
yeah, I did see a short video clip of how the bear enters and exits the room, and it is kind of that's where the feel the chill comes from. They fill the room with like a freezy, foggy gas, and then the bear appears, and then when he disappears, the room fills with a fog, and he disappears.
Yeah, so I think that's a cool little thing. I love that the Disney Springs, what would you call them? The main stores are getting a little bit more involved. I think the Coke thing kind of neat. Yeah. So I think that, Levi's should come up with a pair of walking jeans that you can come up and hug up.
There used to be a Levi character, I think.
Yeah.
No, really, there used to be.
I'm sure there was. I don't remember him. I'll have to look it up I'll have to look it up on the Googles. But this is cool. I mean, we've got to go down. I know you're a Pepsi guy, but we got to go down and go up to the bar because it really is a view of the observatory area, and you get a nice expansive view of all of Disney Springs. I think that if you go on to facebook.com/www.parkhoppers and go back several weeks, we were there and we put pictures up. I didn't put it on the blog, but you can certainly go there and check out the pictures. It's really cool. Plus you can look down on all the construction and
right.
It's a great
place.
It's
a good view. I think it's a good view from the rooftop there.
And the cocktails were pretty good too. I'm not going to lie.
All right, sounds good. Well, I'll tell you what. We should go see a movie because there's 2 movies I want to go out, and that's right across from the movie theater. So that might be a reason we can stop by there. Give it a shot.
What do you want to go see?
I want to go see Sully, and I want to go see Snowden. I only want to see movies with S's.
Well, okay. Toy Story.
Sully Snowden.
I think I would probably be interested in seeing the Snowden movie. I went. This has something to do with Disney.
You would never turn on your computer ever again.
Yeah, absolutely. Saw Suicide Squad finally this weekend.
Right.
It was great. I loved it. I loved every second of it.
It was
great. Dude.
Listen, I took my mother to go see it.
It's not as bad as it could have been. Yeah,
and she actually liked it. So.
Yeah, all I got to say is I'm a huge Margot Robbie fan.
Yes.
And I'm a huge Harley Quinn fan. So.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, indeed, my friend.
I'm calling it right now. It's going to be the most popular costume of 2016 Halloween. Margot Robbie.
Crazy that you say that. In my other life, I do a podcast focusing on craft beer and pro wrestling. Mm-hmm. A wrestler came out at a pay-per-view 2 weeks ago.
Uh-oh.
Harley Quinn.
See? It's starting already.
It's already started. Harley Quinn's taking over the world. They've already signed Margot Robbie up to do a Harley Quinn standalone movie, so I can't wait for that.
There you go.
You know, she was the blonde wife in Wolf of Wall Street.
Yes, I know that. Another movie I took my mother.
You took her to see Wolf of Wall Street.
Not knowing. I thought it was a movie like, Wall Street.
Oh God.
Not the Wolf of Wall Street.
I would have run screaming from the theater.
I was like, oh boy. Oh gosh.
Oh boy. But I could never light another candle around my mother.
Yeah. All right, let's get off that subject quickly.
All right.
Hey, fuel rod is becoming it's becoming the hot new thing all over Walt Disney World. So we kind of told you about this story. This way you can get a little charger for your iPhone or iPod or whatever little device you carry around with you. But the demand has been off the hook. Okay. Let's say, according to fuel rod employees, 15 additional fuel rod kiosks will be added resort-wide. So far, they've seen 3 additional machines added to the Magic Kingdom alone, doubling the capacity of Town Square Theater Curtain Call collectibles and the Tomorrowland Light and Power Company. That's twice in one podcast we mentioned that place. Big Top Souvenirs, locations who already had kiosks, but simply they added a second machine this week. Another 12 of these fuel rod machines are now being added to other parks, such as Epcot, Hollywood Studios, and Animal Kingdom. All have just one fuel rod kiosk each. Epcot will be adding at least 4 more kiosks, but we are unable to get information on how the rest of the new kiosks will be distributed, but they will be arriving soon. Fuel rod kiosks hold 75 fully charged fuel rods inside of them, but then they need to be manually refilled by the fuel rod agent throughout the day as the stock is depleted. The existing kiosks need to be refilled several times a day at Walt Disney World, a problem fuel rod had never experienced at any other location around the country. The fuel rod agents typically run around Walt Disney World from machine to machine, refilling them. The agent that was giving the story seemed to be overwhelmed with the workload, as the kiosks only hold so many fuel rods, and each of the existing 13 machines need to be refilled more than once a day. So apparently this person figured, hey, I'll work with fuel rod. I'm not going to have to fill this machine once a day. I'll go home, take a nap, and fill them up again in the morning. The addition of the new fuel rod kiosks will bring the total of Walt Disney World to 25 up from the original 10. So apparently this is a hit. And I would have thought that the machine would have charged. When you put in your dead one, it would have, charged up. That's what Fuel Rod should come up with, is a better machine so that these things don't have to be or increase the capacity of them.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a bad idea. Maybe they could make like a circle thing you could stick it in and lock it into place. But there's probably some liability there. Anybody could stick anything into the machine and cause a fire or whatever. But
the machine would do it automatically. You slip it in slide it in, scan the barcode, slide it in, and then it gets down to the bottom and a little thing plugs into the charger and charges itself. But I don't know, maybe it's a fire hazard or who knows. But it's interesting that these things have to be refilled manually. That's pretty crazy.
Now, this is a third-party company. This isn't Disney doing it. Fuel Rods
is a company.
So this is a new cottage industry for fuel rods. Good on you, kids.
Yeah.
Way to go.
Yeah, you landed a good account.
Yeah, good job.
Good
for you.
I haven't, I have my own charger, so I don't need a fuel rod. But I guess if your fuel rod's dead and your phone's dead, then you got to run around the park trying to find another one. And apparently there wasn't a lot of these. And you could have ran the risk of, hey, there weren't any more new charged ones in the machine when you went to it. It sounds like. So
yeah, but, this is first world problems. Oh, my fuel rod ran out. Oh, my phone's about to die.
Yeah.
And? We're old kids.
Right. All right. Hey, there's two more things I thought we'd talk about before we wrap up the show. One is our trip to Ravello.
God, best meal ever.
All right. If a couple things you need to know. One is the month of September in Orlando is magical dining. We've mentioned this before. You can go to one of 100 restaurants in the Orlando area and get a 3-course meal for $33. And a lot of the restaurants, and including this one we're going to talk about, Ravello, you can barely get an entree for $33. So to get the appetizer and the dessert on top of that is a steal. Now, that is great if you're a local, but if you're coming down for food and wine, since it's already started, you can catch the tail end of magical dining and get some food and wine. We went to Ravello, and the people there, we've said it before, are very nice. Actually, super really nice. The manager there, Michael, is super awesome. Very nice. He's a great person. Will go above and beyond any time. And the chef, Fabrizio, I'll tell you this. If you haven't, he's doing a culinary demo. I think it's October 15th at Epcot Food and Wine. You should go because he's a real fun person. He's very interesting, and he's got some mad cooking skills. But let's talk about the dinner. So, John, what did you have?
Well, we started out. I can't even remember what the appetizer was. My brain just.
We had one. But besides, we all ordered our dinners, and then the chef and Michael were nice enough to bring out one of everything so that we could have like a little tasting.
Yeah, we had some of the most amazing food. Hang on one second, I can tell you what I had because I've got pictures. Okay, so I had the. Oh crud! What do you call it when they pound the meat down? What do they call that?
Thin.
Say that again. Thin. Yeah.
Thin.
Very
meat.
thin.
Very thin meat.
Where are my pictures here?
You had the
go ahead.
Carpaccio, right?
Carpaccio. Yeah.
Carpaccio.
Yeah, I have the carpaccio. Yeah, and that was pretty amazing. They had a thing. We also ordered a focaccia bread appetizer. Yeah, which was off the charts. What I had for my main course, now Ravello had, I think they had a fish offering, a chicken offering, and a short ribs. But for a $35 additional fee, now granted, that's $35 on top of the $33, so we're talking $65 total. My lovely wife, Parkhopper Sarah, spoiled me. I let her order for me. I just like, honey, I love you, knock stuff out. It's a long story. We went to dinner with Kristen and Al John and Robin and
crazy crowd.
So that's how it got started. So I just said, fine, Sarah, you order it. So she ordered me the steak. It was a dry aged ribeye.
Nice.
I weep over how good that steak was. It was phenomenal, but the other dishes looked equally as good. I mean, the steak was amazing. I know I had asparagus as one of my sides, and I had like a potato thing as my other side, but it was just completely shadowed by the steak. It was so good.
Yeah.
So that was my meal, pretty much.
Yeah. I had the artichoke tort, which would be like an artichoke quiche almost. You know, it had a nice crust, and then it had some artichoke and mozzarella, and
it was good.
Had a little green salad on there. Then they also brought out the spaghetti, which is extra, the pasta course. The spaghetti was delicious. They also brought out some meatballs. The meatballs there are to die for. If you go any other time, there is a meatball appetizer, and I suggest that you get it. Even get it as an appetizer, and then ask for more meatballs for whatever pasta you may order, because they're that good. My entree, I had the pan-seared local redfish, and that was delicious. It was perfectly cooked. Really did a great job. And then I had for dessert the hazelnut bundino, which is salted caramel and a chocolate crisp. And I could have licked the bowl if somebody would have allowed me.
I did lick the bowl. I didn't care. I'm not gonna lie, it was good, and it was really good. And then I think the other thing was I remembered having fresh fruit and some other, which was equally as good. But that salted caramel chocolate was unbelievably good. The whole meal. The thing I love most about Ravello, honestly, is, you know, for this meal we were in a side room, which was they took such great care of us. Because most everybody at the table were bloggers,
right?
You know, and Kristen from Dining at Disney had set some things up, and they took such great care of us. But we've sat in the regular restaurant area, surrounded by the tables. It's still a very intimate setting. It's not super loud. Like we went to Beach A couple weeks ago, which is their high-end Italian over at Portofino at Universal. It was very loud. It's not
tough to talk.
Yeah, it was very difficult to talk. We had a great conversation, and even when we sat in the regular restaurant at Ravello, it was just great. And then the thing about it is, no matter, you know, if you go to Ravello, if you go to Kappa, if you go to Pool Bar and Grill, the best thing about it is at the end of your meal, if it's nighttime, you can get in the elevator and go to the roof, and you go out on the deck from Kappa
with an H.
Kappa. Yep. And you can see all the fireworks at Walt Disney World.
Right.
All the fireworks they get. Epcot in Hollywood Studios, you got Walt Disney World, and it was Hallowishes the night we were there. So it was just an incredible evening. I can't even begin to tell you how good it was.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. So you know, we say this enough, but you really have to go there and, you know, just check it out and try it. You know, even if you go to the lobby bar, you can have a nice cocktail, and they have some really nice, you know, things you could eat at the lobby bar too. So if you don't feel like having a whole dinner, you don't want to pay for a whole dinner, go and have a cocktail and try something there. And I think you could do the same thing at Kappa too. You can go up there and have a cocktail, and I believe they have some nice food options and snacks and things and appetizers and shareables up there too. Okay, the other thing I wanted to talk about, are we done with the Ravello?
Yeah, I'm done. I'm hungry now, so let's go.
All right. The other thing I wanted to talk about was Saturday. I tried something new at Epcot Food and Wine. I tried something called a Mix It, Make It, Celebrate It. Mix it, make it, celebrate it. Mix it, make it, celebrate. Mix it, make it, celebrate. Mix it, make it, celebrate. All right. My Mix It, Make It, Celebrate It was with Iron Chef Marimoto. I am going to say this was a hoot. This dude was way funnier than he looks like a pretty serious person. Well, not in this picture, but when you see him on TV, he looks pretty serious. And he's not. He came, first of all, he came out like he was custodial. He was sweeping. He had thrown some paper on the floor, and he was pretending to sweep it up with his little broom and pan. He had 3 other chefs with him. The executive chef that runs Marimoto Asia at Disney Springs. When the Iron Chef was talking to Marimoto, he says his English not well, and the other executive chef would kind of give a narration of what he was doing and stuff like that, so that we can get the feel of it. So he was there, and then 2 other chefs. Now, he came out, and he had a whole entire redfish that he filleted in, 10 minutes, 10, 12 minutes, maybe 15 tops. Took the whole fish apart, put the head, the tail, started this platter. He made a rose out of the fish and the fish skin. He made another rose out of a cucumber, peeled the whole, thinly sliced it with a knife, got, thinly did the whole entire cucumber. It was amazing to watch. He told us how, the best part of a fish, like in Japan, when you go to the Japanese fish market, the side of the fish that's laying down on the ice costs less than the side of the fish that's not touching the ice, because that side of the fish would get ice burned. So it's not as valuable as the other side that has not been touching the ice all day.
Good to know.
Yeah, good to know. But he says, like here in America, the fish is the fish. It's all one price. You pay for the, the whole thing, no matter what side you're buying. He told us that, when you're making sushi, depends on, the meat up by the spine of the fish has a different taste than the fish towards down at the bottom where the belly is, and there's more fat there. So those 2 pieces have different tastes. So depending on what kind of sushi you're making, depends on if you want to use the fattier part or the non-fattier part. Stuff I did not know. So anyway, he showed us how to make sushi. We actually made the sushi. They gave us all of the ingredients. A sushi mat. They gave us the tuna. They gave us everything to make a spicy tuna roll. So we all made it, and then they served us what, in case you couldn't, do the sushi roll, they served you a completed spicy tuna roll. So we got really two rolls for the price of one, which I thought was kind of fun. Here's a couple things you need to know about these events. One is get there early. So if it starts at 4, which I think all of these do, get there at 3 o'clock. One is you want to go find first you have to go to the information booth and get your ticket. Second is you want to try and get a wristband, because a lot of the chefs will do a signing afterwards. And there was 2 lines. There was one for the people that didn't have a wristband, which I wish somebody had told me ahead of time, which I'm telling you, so you'll know. Or you'll have to stand in the standby line and you wait a little bit longer. So I got the picture. The other thing we'll get most of these events is this is our recipe for the sushi. So that was nice. The other thing, which I was shocked, I almost fell out of my seat, they gave us this bamboo cutting board as part of our little thank you for coming gifts kind of thing.
Wow.
Look at that. A bamboo cutting board. with Epcot food and wine stamped on it, which was kind of nice. So for the $40 that I paid for this, I got 1 hour with Chef Marimoto teaching me how to do all these things. And I learned a lot from this guy. He was really a lot of fun. At the end, he also sung a song. And he's a good singer. I think I put the video up on our blog, right? I think I put it up on.
What
on
song
Disney.
did he sing? I have not seen that yet.
He sung an old Japanese fishing song. He said. So this was $40. I would definitely say it was well worth the money. Now, I know the explanation of this is something like you'll work side by side with a chef. And that's not really completely true. You know, he demoed how to do it. He showed us how to do it once. Then he told us to go ahead and do it. And then he started doing it again, kind of in slow motion so that we can kind of walk through the steps, as everybody did it all together. So, you're not up on the stage with Marimoto doing this. Don't think that you're going to get up on the stage with, whoever it is and actually do it. That was not the case for this. The other thing, which was shocking, and I almost had a heart attack. I don't know if you've ever been to an event. This is the area way towards the back of the festival center. Okay. Normally, there's the long banquet table and 100 seats, and they cram a butt in every seat. Actually, we sat in every other seat. They did not oversell this event so that you couldn't enjoy yourself. So I was like shocked. I mean, normally you can't even stand up to go to the bathroom. I mean, it's you're back to back, chair to chair, arm to arm, and it's a messy nightmare. But this was
maybe
bad.
They've been listening to the show.
Maybe they said, we should listen to those Disney Parks podcast people. Maybe they do know what they're talking about. I highly doubt that joke, John.
You never know. You just never know.
Yeah, maybe on my email campaigning, they finally decided to listen to that.
Guys, just change it. Good God, if I get another email or letter from Tony Casanova, I swear to God, I'm going to go host them.
But this is definitely on my radar now because if there are other good mix and shake it's coming up, some of them may be sold out, but I would definitely go check online. You can call 407-WDW-DINE to make any of the reservations. Ask for Make It, Celebrate It events and find out what's coming up when you come down to visit. Hey, the other thing I wanted to do is just walk through this thing real quick. This is the Epcot Food and Wine Guide, little passport. They have some fun things this year. They have color pictures of some of the items. So if you don't know what food looks like, they have pictures of it. They have all the events up front, the basics and yada yada. More food pictures. See those there? They also have things for the kiddies, festival food for kids. It's good to know. There's a lot of merchandise this year. They have the Eat to the Beat concert series in there. All right. And then, they have all the booths. You can do that. But this year, they went DIY. So normally you would go to the booth and get it stamped. Not anymore, my friends. To speed up the checkout process, you now take your own sticker and peel it off and stick it on the passport where it belongs. So no more getting your passport stamped. You kind of have to DIY your own stickers. So
that probably saves a lot of time because I remember there was a line for people and they would get upset when people would jump in and say, "I just need you to stamp my book."
Right. Yeah,
that
I
works
agree.
out really well.
I think so too. So that's two things that I think you should both try. One is Ravello. If you're coming down for food and wine, go put Ravello on your list. And if you can, try one of these, mix it, make it, celebrate it. And if you do something at the Food and Wine this year, we'd like to hear. If you go to a burger bash or a party for the senses or some other event, if you do one of the cooking with, and you want to come on and tell us about that, because some of there's a lot of Food Network people coming this year. There's Zakarian, going to Shelley. There's a whole bunch of Food Network people coming this year. So give us a shout. Let us know. DisneyParksPodcast@gmail.com. All right. Anything else, John?
No, I don't think so. I think it's a lot of news. And, make sure you come find us over on Facebook.com/Disney Parks Podcast. Follow us on Twitter at Disney Podcaster. And make sure you visit DisneyParksPodcast.com. You can also find us on YouTube. And just say hi. Drop us a note, comment in the videos, or comment on a post, or you can just send it to us at DisneyParksPodcast@gmail.com.
Okay. And that's it. We'll see ya in the parks.
The Disney Parks Podcast is not affiliated with the Walt Disney Company. All Disney parks, attractions, lands, shows, event names, etc. are registered trademarks of the Walt Disney Company.
Like a bolt out of the blue, fate steps in and sees you through. One you wish upon